You know, every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay, especially here in Las Vegas, the all-you-can-eat capital of the world. Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and I'm on a quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. I'm 219 in, and this week for number 220, I'm coming to you from the Venetian Las Vegas, where we're at the opening night of COTE, the Michelin star rated Korean steakhouse here from New York. Really excited to show you this one. I'll see you inside. Alright everyone, and here we are seated at COTE. Now this is a super cool space. It's a circular room as you walk in. And though in English it's spelled COTE, it's pronounced COTE in Korean, and it means flower. You can see flower insignias all over the place. One of the most striking being the ceiling itself. Now COTE is the first Korean American restaurant to my knowledge that has a Michelin star. And we're here on opening night at the Venetian. Lively club music with intimate but fun lighting. A really nice vibe in here. Now regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. Now let's actually kick things off with the beverage menu, taking a look inside. We've got wine by the glass here. Feel free to take a pause in the video if you'd like to take a closer look at these drinks. But your whites, your rosés, and your reds. And here we have some classic martinis, as well as some signature cocktails. And a very short but simple beer list on the back, as well as some mocktails here. And those are your libations. Now I've actually got to edit this video tonight and get it out to you all tomorrow, and so I'm not going to be doing any drinking tonight. Let's take a look at what they have to eat instead. So here is your menu at COTE. Let's take a look, and we have up at the top, this is all of their seafood. Looks like they have the Fisherman's Welcome, the Grand Platter, and the Grand Caviar service here. Looking nice. A lot of shareable appetizers, steak tartar, tuna tartar, COTE kimbap. Wow, that's $200 for kimbap? What's in there? Steak and eggs, wedge salad. Okay, all looking kind of interesting. And then here we have the Butcher's Feast. Now the Butcher's Feast actually looks like a really great way to go in on the menu here, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one actually. What else do we got? We have the steak omakase, the Grand Tour, $225 a person. What comes in this? Very curious what comes in the steak omakase, but lots of additional steaks here. Dry aged prime ribeye, hanger steak, galbi, kimchi jjigae black cod. Wow, that sounds really good. And then we have some savory accompaniments here as well. Doenjang jjigae, kimchi jjigae, which is a kimchi stew. Oh yeah, all looking really good. Let's flip the menu over, see what's on the back. And on the back of the menu, it looks like it's actually just a lot of information on the types of cuts you can get here at COTE. A lot of top tier cuts here. If you want to take a closer look and read this menu, feel free to pause the video. But that is your menu here at COTE. Now that's a lot of options at a Korean barbecue restaurant that I'm not used to seeing, but I am looking forward to trying as much as I can here today at COTE, because you know how it goes in my videos, every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm going to go and get my order in. I guess we'll see what happens here. I'm really looking forward to this. Don't go, and I'll be right back. And welcome back, my friends. Now, the beginnings of our Butcher's Feast is starting to arrive. The first item being a black truffle gogicha. You're effectively getting something like a beef consomme here. And this is just a taste of things to come. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that is really good. What a delicious first taste of COTE. Even before the broth hits your lips, you're able to get the deep pungent aroma of the truffles. Oddly enough, the truffle is mostly an aroma. You can't actually make out too much of the flavor in the consomme itself. It does actually make for a very interesting experience. The consomme itself is very savory. A nice salinity in this consomme, and it's a little bit on the thinner side. Not too viscous, not too thick. There is actually still a richness to this though. A fair amount of beef fat is rendered down into this. And the depth of flavor on the beef is actually very exquisite. There's a lot of depth here, And I would say that earthy truffle flavor only comes as an accent right in the beginning at most. And this initial taste is already getting me salivating for what's to come. That's a really great start to the feast. Now, I did order an appetizer outside of the butcher's feast, and it just arrived. First off is the steak tartar. An interesting steak tartar. It looks like it's served with a really crispy rice paper. I've got it all assembled here on the puff. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, not bad. You know, this is a decent steak tartare. Although, you know, I wouldn't actually say the best I've ever had. I'm gonna start with this crispy puff. Now, what I thought was a rice paper is actually a meat product. Something like a chicharron, although I don't believe this is pork skin. It's very airy, very crispy, although it does have a bit more of a nutty flavor than I was expecting. I will say that the flavors of that are actually a little bit overpowering for the flavors of the beef. That is a bit unfortunate. Now, while the beef is tender, there's actually a nice firmness to it, although I will say the flavors here are quite mild. I do wish that the taste of the beef was a little bit more robust here, because the majority of the bite I'm actually tasting more of that puff. While there's a nice bit of kick coming from this Korean mustard seed, overall I really want to taste a little bit more of the beef here. While the textures are really, really nice, I think flavor profile wise it feels a little bit off balance for what you want to be shining. But you can actually still really tell the quality of the meats here, so that is a huge plus. All right, my friends, now the butcher's feast has arrived. 4 distinct cuts come on the platter: a hanger steak, a ribeye, American Wagyu, as well as a kalbi. You also get a scallion salad, as well as 3 different types of kimchi, as well as lettuce to make wraps with the meat. This is all looking really good. Let's give them a try. Now I'm gonna kick off the butcher's feast with the scallion salad. A really fresh smelling scallion salad. I'm loving the colors. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's see how the scallion salad is. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty scallion salad. I think I actually like everything about this. Very fresh vegetables. They have a very healthy crisp to them, as well as a very fresh, robust flavor. The scallions have a nice bite, and you get a very pleasant natural sweetness from the shaved carrots. Now the dressing here is really good. It's a gochujang sesame dressing. It's a little bit spicy, very garlicky, with a nice nuttiness coming from that sesame oil. It's very well balanced, very well seasoned, and just a hint of tang coming from some vinegar. This salad tastes great. Very happy that that's a part of the feast. Next up, some Panchchan, starting with their cauliflower. Looks like a cauliflower green bean mix. I'm hoping this tastes good. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, it's good. Now I wouldn't say cauliflower is typically a Korean vegetable, but this is working pretty well. While the cauliflower is fork tender, it actually does have a nice crisp to it. And similarly, these green beans have been blanched perfectly. These are very sour, very tangy. A bit of a sweet pickling liquid at work here. The flavors are initially sweet, followed by that tang with a bit of a sour aftertaste. This harkens very much to the pickled flavors of Korean culture, and I'm enjoying this just fine. A good Panchchan right there. Next up, their kimchi. Now this might be a turnip or radish kimchi. Got some nice little strands here. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, it's good. Now we are working with radish kimchi here, and this is a pretty decent recipe. These have been pickled well. You do have a nice tang, as well as a bit of that pungent pickled flavor, and the radish does still have a healthy crunch to it. Now personally, I wish this was a lot spicier. I would say this is even milder than mild. I think my Korean culture begs for more spice here, but maybe for the general audience, this is much more approachable. Either way, a decent kimchi entry. I definitely wish it was more spicy, but that's totally fine. All right, my friends, now the last Panchchan to try before we get to the meats is going to be their okra. Interesting okra here. I'm not entirely sure what this sauce is, but it was nice and thick. Let's give this a try. Oh yeah, it's good. The cook on this okra is fantastic. While it's fork tender, it still has a nice firmness to it. A healthy crunch biting into this. I really like that. The natural bitter flavors of the okra have been maintained. The okra itself is just fine. This sauce is very interesting. I think it's actually soy sauce with a raw egg mixed as well as some seasonings. It delivers a nice umami as well as a richness coming from that egg. It's overall savory with just a little hint of sweetness. I like that just fine. Good Panchchan here at COTE. I'm liking how we're starting off. All right, everyone, so that's all of the Panchchan and appetizers we're going to be trying today. So go ahead and go in on this with the rest of my family, and when we return, we're going to be going in on the meats. Don't go out, I'll be right back. And welcome back, my friends. Now it is time to hit the grill, and we're going in on some meats. Kicking things off is their hanger steak. Now all of these meats are cooked at your table.
Here, their 45-day minimum dry aged beef fat. This is seasoned or grilled
Nice dusting of salt.
Oh, my bait. Woo. Oh, that sear looks fantastic. This grill goes up to food. Woo.
We requested this to come out medium rare. It looks perfect to temperature. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Michelin star Korean barbecue is like. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that is good. Huge fan of the hanger steak tonight, wow. Starting with the cook on this beef, absolutely nailed that medium rare temperature. It's super tender throughout and so juicy. They've been able to develop an excellent crust. They told me that these grills reach up to 550 degrees, and it definitely shows. Nice Maillard reaction forming on top of this hanger steak, and seasoned perfectly. A really robust beef flavor here. I'm enjoying this a lot. A really great first bite of steak. This is a good one. Next up, the ribeye. This is a 45-day dry-aged ribeye. Cooked medium rare. They absolutely hit temperature again. I've got a nice little chunk here on my chopsticks. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, this is a tasty ribeye steak. Like the hanger steak before it, they've developed an excellent crust. Nice Maillard reaction to this beef with a little bit more of a smoky flavor than I was experiencing with the hanger steak. Seasoned simply but generously. I do like the salt that they're using here. It really does let you appreciate the natural essence and flavors of the beef. Now this ribeye does have a nice richness. Being a ribeye, it does have a little bit more of a fat content to it. However, oddly enough, I would say that the hanger steak actually had a bit more of a robust beef flavor. I was definitely expecting a little bit more depth when it came to the ribeye. Maybe it was just that my expectations were super high, but this is still a very tender and juicy cut of ribeye. Still a very tasty steak. Now, before we get to the next two cuts of meat, we did actually get some additional sides to try. We got a steamed egg as well as some kimchi jjigae and doenjang jjigae. And not included in the feast, but I also added their Wagyu paella. And out of these next sides, I want to start things off with the Wagyu paella. Now the Wagyu paella is stirred table side to make sure that that egg yolk is nicely distributed throughout the entire paella and then served out to you. I've got a nice amount of that paella here on the spoon. Let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, it's good. This is a tasty dish. Although I will say they're being a little bit liberal with the term paella. This is more like a kimchi fried rice, and I do like it quite a bit. The rice is soft and glutinous, a good chew to that rice. Overall, some good textures here. The Wagyu beef in here is really nice. Very tender, and you actually do get some nice beef flavors there. The inclusion of that Wagyu in this paella rice is very good. I love the strips of kimchi in this. It delivers a bit of a crunch, as well as some spicy tang. In general, I would say the overall dish leans a little bit spicy. It is very savory though, nicely seasoned, and you do get a hint of nuttiness in the aftertaste coming from some sesame seeds. Overall, this is working very well. A very nice dish right there. Next up, the egg souffle. You'll probably see this listed as a steamed egg in a lot of Korean barbecue restaurants, and I'm really looking forward to trying this. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty egg souffle. I would say this is pretty consistent with what you're expecting at most Korean barbecue restaurants. Incredibly airy, super fluffy. Texture-wise, this is really fun to eat. I really like the cook on this egg. I always loved this kind of egg when it came to Korean barbecue, and I would say that's the same here. There's definitely a bit of a smoky flavor to it. This is not going to be the fried egg flavor that you're going to be used to with a typical style American breakfast, but you do get a lot of richness in the bite, but it's really the fluffy texture that makes this oh so enjoyable. A nicely prepared egg souffle, though I wouldn't say it's anything super out of the ordinary. This one's pretty standard for most Korean barbecue restaurants. All right, my friends, so that's roughly 2/3 of the butcher's feast that we've gone through. I'm going to continue working on the rest of this, and when we return, we're going to do the last two cuts of meat as well as our two stews. Don't go out, I'll be right back. And welcome back, my friends. Now it's time to wrap up our butcher's feast here at COTE, and I'm going to kick things off with their kimchi stew. Now this is one of two stews that come along with the butcher's feast. I've got some on top of rice, and this is a classic when it comes to Korean cuisine. Let's see how it is here at COTE. Oh yeah, it's good. Now this is a very tasty kimchi jjigae. I'm having a really good time with this one. A perfect spice level. It definitely has a nice kick to it, but not so overbearing that you're completely sweating and melting in your chair. It's been expertly seasoned, a nice savory broth, and you do get a little bit of the tang coming from the fermented kimchi. There's some nice garlicky flavors here as well. And there's almost a bit of a sweetness to the aftertaste. It works superbly on top of rice, that heat being mellowed out by the neutral flavors. This is about as good of a kimchi jjigae as I've had. It's very, very enjoyable. A Korean classic, and it's done very well here at COTE. I like that one. Next up, the doenjang jjigae. This is effectively a fermented soybean stew. And again, I've got some on top of rice. And this is another Korean classic. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty doenjang jjigae at COTE. This is a well-developed stew. A little bit more viscous in consistency than we saw with the kimchi jjigae. Now this definitely has a bit more of that pungent flavor, certainly more than the kimchi jjigae from before, but a very aromatic garlicky flavor as well. I like the flavors of this doenjang jjigae a lot. The tofu inside has a medium firmness to it. It's actually quite silky with a bit of a neutral flavor. The soup has been well seasoned. It's nice and salty. Overall, this is very nice. A solid doenjang jjigae, that's good. Now we're back on the grill, we're firing it up, and the next item to taste is gonna be their American Wagyu.
Season the grill in with their dry aged beef wrap to really get that seasoning in. Our third cup for this seasoning is going to be our American Wagyu pound steak.
And again, we asked for this particular cut to be prepared medium rare. And we've got a nice warm red center here. Let's see how the Wagyu is tonight. Oh yeah, that was really good. Excellent Wagyu cut here. Wow, this is really tasty. That was easily the most tender bite of beef I've had in the evening. The Wagyu name is not just for show. So tender, so juicy. While I wouldn't exactly say melt in your mouth, there's still a bit of a meatiness to it. This is just a very dreamy texture for meat. Again, seasoned simply but generously. You really get to appreciate the quality of the Wagyu here. While I thought the beef flavors of the ribeye were a little bit muted, it's very deep when it comes to the Wagyu, and I'm enjoying this immensely. Definitely an amazing bite of beef. Very happy with the Wagyu tonight. All right, my friends, now the last meat to try from the butcher's feast tonight is gonna be COTE's kalbi. Kalbi is effectively a marinated short rib. This you have to be very careful with, as the short rib marinade does have sugar in it, so it does have a propensity to burn if you leave it too long on the grill. Thankfully, that Wagyu beef fat should help to season the grill overall, and it looks like they've done a nice job with this. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, that's good. A very tasty kalbi at COTE. I'm enjoying this very much. This short rib has a nice richness to it. A lot of that fat has rendered perfectly into the meat, making for a very juicy bite, and they got a really great cook on this. A nice crust formed on the outside, giving a little bit of crisp, but the center of this meat is still so very tender, so soft, and very flavorful. I like the COTE kalbi marinade. It definitely starts very well with the basics, a nice umami from that soy sauce, a perfect amount of sugar giving some sweetness, as well as some good garlicky hits, with a bit of a nutty sweetness coming from the caramelization of that marinade on the grill. This is ending up to be a very flavorful bite. A very nice way to end out the meats with the butcher's feast. That was tasty. All right, everyone, so that's everything from the butcher's feast, as well as just a couple of add-ons I decided to go in on today. Now my family and I are going to continue working on this, and when we return, we're going to do some sweets. Don't go anywhere because desserts are coming up. And welcome back, my friends. Now it is time for some dessert, and for dessert we have some very good looking soft serve. Let me give you a view. This is a soft serve with soy sauce caramel served on top. This is included in the butcher's feast, and I've got a nice bit here on the included wooden spoon. Let's see how this tastes. Oh yeah, that's good. This is a very tasty soft serve. Starting with the ice cream itself, it's so soft. It borderline feels whipped. I love the consistency. It's incredibly playful. It's almost fluffy. A nice rich vanilla flavor with a very delicious sweetness. In conjunction with that beautiful consistency, this is very nice to eat. The soy sauce caramel is very good. While it certainly has a bit of that nutty sweetness that you're expecting from a caramel, there's a nice umami to that sauce. It makes it a little bit more hearty, and the salinity of the soy sauce actually helps to activate your taste buds, even allowing you to appreciate more of the sweetness of these flavors. A perfect blend of sweet and nutty. This is coming together very well. Now that's a really tasty dessert. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for my opening night review here at COTE at the Venetian Las Vegas. Again, I was joined by my family today, and our meal came out to $400 before tip. As you might be able to tell, they don't offer free refills here because soda is served by the can. But overall, my family had a really great experience. Not only was our service top-notch, the environment had a really great vibe. The food was delicious, and of course, being Korean, I felt very at home eating some very traditional dishes. If you're staying at the Venetian or you've been interested in COTE, I hope this video has been informative for you. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for this week's video, where I continue my quest to vlog every single restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip, as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Make sure you return next Saturday. I would love to have you as I continue to add to my collection. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic week, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.